Close enough.
Hey, y'all, come on in and join us.
We're hoping you'll join us for a little pickleball today from 3, 4, 5 soaps.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop where your chair is always open. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat, meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too and know what you're shaving with today. And for our mention, speaking of what you are shaving with today, for my birthday, I received this. Well, I chose this from my dad's birthday money. This is the Apex stainless steel razor from Ellsworth Razors. And y'all, I have the aluminum, and it is one of my absolutely most beloved razors of all time. So I thought, well, I love it so much, I want to try it in a heavier version in stainless steel. I've had a couple of shaves with it, and boy, is it different, not in the architecture, but in the weight. When you watch your Mark Zarate and he says, let the razor do the work, gentlemen, this is what he is talking about. All I have to do is set it at that angle that I am learning so well and just let the razor pull it down my face. It's a lovely feeling, but boy, is it different, and I am learning. I am going from a calligraphy pen that almost feels weightless to something that feels like an heirloom tool. Hey, Ellsworth, Caleb, I love this. Thank you so much for making these amazing razors. And what's our soap today?
Our soap today is super fun. We got it during the Black Friday sales, and I had never heard of it before. And then as soon as Marcus showed me the label and what it was all about, I felt like we just had to get it.
And one of my singing clients has enjoyed pickleball so much over the last couple of years, she has darn near gone pro.
Yep.
Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, so from the sales page at 345soap.com.
Okay, the wave of the future is here. The most fun game I have played in a long time. Pickleball! The scent is a clean, year-round fragrance. It showcases the theme of DINK, clean, classic, and wonderful. It's an homage to Jazz Club by Maison Martin, with scent notes I'm not going to read just yet. When playing pickleball, there is a volley where you hit the ball back and forth, called, quote, dinking. You, quote, dink the ball to warm up or have a game within the game. I have recently played pickleball and fell in love. In my younger years, I played tennis and took second team all conference.
Whoa.
That just means I lost, but I went to the show. Okay, not that big of a deal, but still. Pickleball, it's a super fun game that everyone with any level of experience or athleticism can play.
I'll put that to the test right now.
See you on the court. Stay out of the, quote, kitchen. P.S. The kitchen is where I get my favorite charcuterie snack. Also, in pickleball, it's the front area of your side of the court.
It's probably also why I'd be bad at pickleball. Y'all, I'd be lying if I didn't say there were two giant reasons I picked this soap. Number one, the label is this awesome. And number two, Jazz Club. That is all you've got to say. Some of my absolute favorite scents so far have been based on jazz clubs at midnight, jazz clubs in the morning, jazz clubs with leather jackets, jazz clubs that also smell like gasoline.
We're ready.
I do not know this one, and this one is probably the most legendary of all of them. So are you ready to go on a little adventure with me and play some pickleball? Let's unbox it. My carnival birthday soap came in this one, y'all. And
waiting for us on the
look
piano.
at this label. Is that not awesome? I love these. Look at the colors.
It has like a fun 80s, almost 90s vibe, but then pickleball is current now. I want to jump in and play too.
Almost looks like it's been silk screened onto there. Oh, 3, 4, 5. These presentations are amazing. But I also want to know what's going on under the hood. Let's have a first impression.
I'm going to make you go first. I feel like you saw this on the sale. It's your turn.
I'm not going to fight you on that. I am going front. Oh, and I see a little bit of oxidizing is going on. There might be some vanilla hiding in this. All right, here we go.
We didn't read the scent notes. We just know it's Jazz Club. That's all we got.
All right, here we go.
Are we at a sports club or a jazz club?
The lights, the creamies, the spices. Y'all, nothing in this dives down into the patchoulis or the tobaccos.
Okay.
This is different, and yet it has a darkness to it. Woo, it's going to be in the mid notes. Y'all, this is beautiful. Hold on. Something sweet, but manly, that leads you into something floral, that leads you into something beautifully light and wispy.
Oh, it did say clean and classic in the words there.
Yo, and I love that this doesn't dive down into anything danky. This is the anti-dank. Hold on. And you know why I love this? The 1 million elixir scent that is out there is one of my absolute favorites. And I am looking for a cousin. Now look at my face. This does not smell anything like that, but these are in the same family. So if that one hits you hard like it hits me, this one will too. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
And it's a delightful mix of what I call the naturals and then sort of the man-mades. So if you know the Great Reset over at Hoffman's Grooming, if you know New York by Holy Call, that is a dupe of that 1 million elixir, those have this beautiful man-made spice in the middle, something reminiscent of hotel lobbies and things like that. This is different. This has got some natural stuff coming at those beautiful cleans, and where it's combining in the, well, it's making a dink. Friendly, jovial afternoon all the way to midnight, but not a minute before.
Okay.
Whoa, this is the smell of a freshly tailored suit. Y'all,
Fun.
it smells expensive.
Can you hear the jazz club playing music in the background?
I can't. Only because it is so sweet and it's so comforting. This is not that avant-garde jazz.
Oh.
Hold on a second. There are jazz concerts we have been to that basically sound like this. Very atonal, very experimental. It's fine. But y'all, when you first discovered jazz and you bought your Kinda Blue on vinyl and you put that on and you were just whisked away to this beautiful land of comforting notes and blue and green colors. That's what this has given me. And I know there's a lot of jazz to be discovered beyond that. That is just what's opening the door. But y'all, if the doorkeeper weren't amazing, you wouldn't have as many people in the club. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say it.
Oh.
I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Those of you who have been with us from the beginning know that I am on the ultimate quest for the Marcus Clean scent. Okay. One that I started when I was in high school with Jean Paul Gaultier's La Mail. I just want something that has a clean vibe that nobody would even really recognize as a fragrance, but something that could so beautifully vibe with your personality that it becomes an extension of it. I'm going to say it. We might have our Vina right here. This is the one that is in front of the pack. It just pulled out by a country mile.
Wow.
And because it's not generic in how it does it in a very precise way, but it is walking a very fine line to exactly fill that place for me. And I adore this. I am glad these are already on the top shelf of our cabinet, where they would have gotten another promotion.
Easy to take a whiff of, easy access.
I love that this is sort of oxidizing, but I'm not getting a huge even sense of vanilla. There's another way this is doing its creamy sweets, maybe tonka. Samantha, before I even dive into scent notes, I need you to know what this is about too. I am so curious to see what
Me too. I really had not read anything. As soon as Marcus showed me the label, I'm like, how can we say no? It just looks fun.
I just
nice
heard jazz club. That's all I need to know, right?
And we have seen other perfumeries do homages to that scent, but we somehow have not gotten it yet. So I'm really glad this is our first experience of that jazz club scent.
I need to go check out makingscents.com. They probably have one. Y'all, it does not go dark. It is the anti-dank. Yeah. There's no tobacco. There's no, just
Okay, I'm going in. I'm going in. It's so funny because I can really usually be persuaded by the labels. I just assume there'd be kind of more of a vetiver-y, grassy kind of thing. I know it's not. It's like an indoor court when you play.
No. Get that out of your head. This does not smell like the label. It has the same fun quality that the label invokes, but it does not smell anything like Pickleball. I bring you glad tidings. A great choice.
So, would your friend Chloe like this scent?
100%.
Okay.
Right down the middle, a unisex fragrance. I think this could absolutely be the scent of a beautiful day on the pickleball court with the bay in the background.
So, after you get all sweaty, you can throw this on. You'll be feeling good.
I think this has already been pulled. I think it was a Black Friday special, so I don't know if we can still get the splash, but I'm going to try. Is that not awesome?
I think he had an EDT too. Okay. Wow. That was words were gone for a second. Okay. I so get what you were trying to explain and why it was hard to explain. Woo-hoo! Because it's, I don't know how, but if you could create a musky, powdery scent without using them,
right?
That's what I'm getting.
Even
I don't know what that is.
Laundry side of the musk, it's not civic.
But it's like a sugary powder. I don't know what that is, but it has like it's not caramel, but it's something of that texture and color that I'm getting. And it's, when you hear jazz, the word that comes to mind for me is either genius or smooth. And those are both happening here.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're happening, but it's kind of like there's that magic secret. You were talking about that magic scale earlier. I think this may break the scale.
Right. We have instigated here in the Barbershop Duet a crowd-pleasing scale of 1 to 10 and a magic scale of 1 to 10, because you might find a pipe tobacco, I'm thinking Cavendish, might be the ultimate crowd pleaser. But as far as magic goes, pipe tobacco shouldn't have magic in it because we should know exactly what that smells like. But there are scents that when they combine, they make things that you've never known before, never smelled before, and they make a magic in the middle because they're trying to.
Yeah.
This has that. So on our magic scale of 1 to 10, I'm putting this at like a 7.5 or an 8.
I'm with you.
This has magic in it. And I think the more magic it has, the less you're able to actually pick out and identify those individual scent notes. Because are you getting anything specific?
My brain, because I know it's called Jazz Club, wants there to be like a little smokiness, fogginess, something in here. But and if it is, it's so well twisted into the vanillas or like something in that sweet zone that it's not enough for it to get on your jacket. Like when you walk into a club, you could get, it's not enough to make that hit for me.
Well, it's almost like being in like a European piazza outside in the late afternoon and hearing a little jazz bass drum and piano combo playing over in the corner. It's that beautiful strains of music that don't have to prove themselves. And 3 guys that are having a ball doing it. By the way, if you ever go to Las Vegas and see Penn and Teller at the Rio, when you walk in for half an hour, there's a little jazz drummer and bassist playing in the corner for your enjoyment. That's Penn. That's Penn Jillette playing for you. He doesn't even really try to disguise himself that much. He puts on a hat and glasses and stuff. Most people, 99% of the crowd, has no clue.
Brilliant.
And somebody asked him once, why do you bother for half an hour before the show playing bass when nobody even knows it's you?
That's why.
Because playing bass is one of the most fun things in the whole world. That has that experience in it. Nothing you have to do, just something you're doing for fun. It has that quality of walking into the Rio showroom and seeing Penn Jillette over there on bass. Doug Henning's on drums. No, he's not.
To me, it just reminds me of like, if you were to found like a secret keyhole to a speakeasy or like, something like that, where there's just somehow there is that magic in that room of it just being that moment of everyone experiencing music and having a good time. Like that's the only intention of everyone in that place.
Right. And I was going to say, maybe it's a little like walking into the country club where my dad used to be a member.
Yeah.
That place was a little more locked into the clubmans. That place is a little more locked into the cleans.
Nah.
This is more adventurous somehow. This is a little dirtier without going too dank, without going too dark. This has more going on. There's talent in
this. There is. Like, I'm even seeing the movie Soul from Pixar. Like, that kind of experience of following the music, following your heart is somehow...
That's why she's here. Folks, you'll smell better just watching this. This smells like this should be a candle sitting on his piano.
But I think how John found Pickleball, and even our friend Chloe found Pickleball, and how much they were not expecting to enjoy it, but they have dove in, and they plan their weekends around going to play. It kind of reminds me of the wet shaving world. Like, once you found this and all the cool people there, like, it's just that little keyhole into a fun time.
Totally. I remember when my goddaughter Melissa bought her first piece of art for her first apartment, and she was so excited because she bought it from a friend of hers, but she loved how it looked, and she loved how it made her feel. Y'all, we've opened 450 soaps, and I gotta tell you, just a little look behind the scenes. There are some for which I get so excited just to have them in the shave den, just so at 3 a.m. when I can't sleep, I get to grab this. And I look so forward to all of those moments where I get to take this in and how it's going to make me feel and how much I'm going to enjoy it. It's like a little museum in our cabinet, and am I so excited to get this artist on the wall.
Yeah, your spidey sense goes off. Every once in a while when you're scrolling along or a different label, like one we've never heard of, it like finds you. And this was one of them for sure.
I wish my psychic abilities could do something that would make us a little money, but no, it ends up just costing us.
At least it was Black Friday sale, so we don't have to feel as bad about that.
It was. Y'all, you would be really smart in this hobby. I was talking to Josue about putting 20 or 30 bucks in a drawer every month just until Black Friday gets here because you're going to need it.
You won't regret it, but you're going to be sad if you don't have stuff lined up to take this.
Enough is enough. I need to know how this magic is done. Can we please see the set now? right, y'all. So from the sales page at 345soap.com, an homage to Jazz Club by, well, I'll give you the Marcus pronunciation of this, Mason Martin.
There you go.
The top notes are
Pink pepper, neroli, and lemon. So they're kind of brighter. That's what's keeping it more daytime for me.
I never would have sensed the sour of the lemon, which means it's the candy or the rind of the lemon that they're bringing in here, a waft of a summer afternoon. And the neroli's doing the same thing.
For
It's
sure.
a citrus flower, y'all. So you're not going to get the tang of the citrus.
No.
You're going to get the softness. And the pink pepper brings a carbonation into everything.
Okay. Wait
Middle
for these
notes
middle notes.
are-
This is more the Jazz Club zone. We have rum, Java, vetiver oil, and clary sage.
Woo! The dark browns and the bright greens up against each other, and that's where the tug of war is happening in this set. Do you get the rum?
Oh, for sure. It's funny. I knew I was still in a club. I was not on the pickleball court, and I think that little chunk is how that helped.
Totally. And the Java that I'm getting in here is where coffee meets chocolate. Do you sense that?
Totally. And that's that smooth, creamy, hits
Right.
the rum part. And there is that vetiver oil.
I was going to say, let's talk about the green.
Yeah.
Where is that vetiver and that sage? Because these are the only two surprises in this list of scent notes where I'm like, wait a minute, how did they use this? So they must have just used a part of it. It's not the grassy part of the sage and the vetiver that I'm getting.
It's like
at
a
all.
deep green kind of vibe.
A little bit of that almost flannel sense that's in the Tom Ford gray vetiver kind of thing. That is what's hiding in this for me.
I'm with you. And the clary sage is almost what my mind is taking as the smoky thing. I don't know
Right,
how that's happening,
right.
but that's helping it.
And then the base notes. So let's be careful because these don't go dark at all. That's why I'm thinking you can still see the sunlight of the late afternoon in this jazz club. Tobacco leaf. Now, hold on. It's not a lit cigar. It's the cigar that has just come out of the wrapper. It's been cured. It's got a little bit of a brown sugary sense to it. It's a little bit sweet. That sense. And
Like that humidorish thing. And then vanilla bean and Styrax.
the vanilla is what's adding the sweet. And then Styrax. Not stacks. That's what it do. That's where you're getting the smoke. Leather, vanilla, smoke, and exotic woodiness.
Exotic is a fun word for this scent. I really get that. It has that cool character to it. Like, it's not something that you just can smell and be like, oh, I know what that is. I like that it pulls you in and you have to figure it out.
Funny, Styrax is also referred to as sweet gum. Huh. Do you almost get like bubblegum sense in the bottom of this? Because I kind of do.
I think that's what adds the fun to this scent. I wouldn't know that's what it was, but like that part meeting the tobacco, meeting the rum, it's a good time.
And then the vanilla. How do you sense it in here?
The vanilla throws me back to the Java kind of side, like a little bit of a latte, not lactonic, but just that sweeter side of it.
Well, if it was in the afternoon and we were at a jazz club, we'd start with coffee.
Heck yeah.
Let's be honest. And the Village Vanguard, one of my favorite jazz clubs in all of New York City, is in a basement's basement. Let's take this a little deeper. This is one of our new PAA brushes. Yo, what's that one called?
This is the StarCraft 24 millimeter.
A little bit softer
Yes.
than the Atomic Rocket.
But it still has a good, like, solid
Got a
backbone
nice
going on.
backbone to it. And y'all look at this beautiful soft soap with a little bit of pushback domestic going into my beautiful brass Admiral shaving bowl from Captain's Choice. This was a Christmas present this year. And y'all, I'm just going to smush that in there as if I'm trying to grind frosting into shag carpet, just so you can't get it out again because you're brushing that water are going to know how. And this is our bougie sprayer from Sean and Julie Smulders. Thanks, you guys. We love this thing. I'm going to put a good 11 or 12 sprays in here because it's a thirsty formula in the best of ways. And then here's how we do our lathering here in the Barbershop Duet. Not really a dry brush technique because that water from the blooming is going to invade the bristles first. And then the soap's going to come at it. Now watch this, y'all. I could go forwards, I could go backwards all day, and only about 20-30% of that soap is going to make its way on the brush. Well, why isn't the rest of it coming up? Well, you need to rotate the brush. Those bristles are circular, and we're going to give them a new orientation with which to grab that soap with. And then look at this. It's almost like it starts over and gets a new batch of soap onto the bristles, and then do it again. Turn the brush again. And look at this. Now, only about 20% of that soap is even left in the bowl. And the rest of it is hiding in the forest. Now, this is the part that's dangerous for the dog, but she's our little evil Knievel, so she doesn't care. I'm going to go sop up the rest of that water like a biscuit on a plate full of southern gravy. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you are ready for the best face or leg lather of your life, or we're just going to take it to the brass. It kind of depends on where you are, but there are places in the South where if you don't have a trombone in your jazz section, there is a problem. One of my voice students is a tromboner. I remind her of that all the time. Look at this, y'all. Look at the character. That lather is building thick and creamy. I know we never talk about lather in Barbershop Duet, but look at that.
It's a happy lather.
And y'all, we love watching our peaceful shaver videos, but we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. We realize that you might actually like to see how this lather coats the face. May I do the honors? Here we go. Are you a painter? You might enjoy this 3-4-5 formula. Y'all, look at this.
Wow, you can like feel all the little teeny tiny bubbles you've been working on in here. My goodness. Super slick.
How unisex is this for you?
It's funny, I'm getting more of that boozy tobacco side coming out.
Right.
Like, I do feel like I picture myself having a good, fun time. Like, I'd want to be dressed up or something.
Right.
I do feel like it's one of those scents that I would enjoy on you. Not that I can't wear it, but I feel like I would vibe towards wanting to smell this on you.
And sometimes, y'all, the sweetness gets a little pokey. Sometimes it gets too sweet, too fast. This, as soon as my nose discovers the sweet, it just falls in love with it, and it doesn't know where to stop discovering it. Is it floral? Is it man-made? Is it cologne-y?
And then that vetiver
resinous?
oil, is it the whole thing in there? Like, again, it keeps it from getting too deep or too sweet or too dark or too light. Like, it just kind of lives in that center fun zone.
It's the balance of notes. When you are first taught your chord in music, it's a tonic and a dominant. That's it. But then you start learning about the thirds. Then you start learning about the suspensions. That one's my favorite. That's what these notes are doing in the middle. The way they are coming together is having such beauty. It's turning this into this. DINK! And if you have Ikigai from Holy Ka, we just accidentally mixed them on this towel.
Smells good.
I think I might shave with both of these tonight. And you know, right on the border of being a leading man scent.
Yep.
But it ain't. It's a best friend scent. It is there to accentuate your personality and the best parts of it. It's not meant to be bossy at all.
It's one of those friends that you don't want to go home yet. Like when you go to meet them for coffee and it's been like 2 hours, you're like, I guess I should go. But you're just having too good of a time. There's something about that character coming through.
Yeah, we talked to Barry this morning and I looked at the call afterwards like, that was 45 minutes? That felt like I just checked in for like 2.
I looked up on YouTube real quick just to make sure I had pickleball in mind.
Right.
And that was one of the things that they were talking about is you're actually closer to each other on the court and across the net. So you can actually have that social part to the sport as well. That's cool.
It is very cool that like anybody can pick it up. It was like, if you just played it for 5 minutes, you can be competing in a game and having a lot of fun.
It's not like learning all the rules and all the places you can and can't do it. It's just they're simple enough that anyone can truly jump in just like wet shaving.
There's stuff I know that I wish I didn't. I was conceived after a badminton game. At Conley and Taylor Funeral Home in Martinez, California. I can't get that out of my brain. I've tried. My therapist can't get that out of his brain. His therapist. I can't get enough of this. And I think that is the mark of a great scent, is once your nose understands it, that you can't get enough of it. Are you kidding me?
I would like to mention that the scent intensity is pretty up there too, don't you
3.5.
I was going to say that.
It to be. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be watching the Tournament of Roses parade, an important tradition on New Year's Day. And coming down the street is going to be Billie Jean King, tennis legend, and I'm sure somewhere in the DNA of pickleball itself. And right in the middle of the broadcast, the actual parade's going to end. Peacock is going to pull it. Your screen's going to go dark. You're going to start swearing, and you're going to get your own. So head over to 345soap.com to check out this and a wide range of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with DINK. And for me, with the EDP homages, sometimes they present just such a singular and prominent character. I have trouble discovering the scent notes, and I just sort of have to take in that entire character. But what I love about DINK is it has qualities from the shaving soap world where those notes are there for you to discover, for you to see how they click, how they balance, and then to step back on your own and feel that vibe and discover that personality. And y'all, this 345 lather does something interesting. It is at absolutely the perfect consistency, almost no matter how much water I add, to be a beautiful, slick, safe shave, but not even hint at clogging my razors. And the more I get into this world, the more I appreciate that. Thank you, 345. Welcome to Messages.
For our January giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get one of the first inaugural soaps that they just dropped at Adopted Acres Soap Company.
Yeah, y'all, the Etsy site is live, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first February episode when we have our Alexa help us choose our lucky winner right here on the show.
Best of luck!
Well, with a label that good, and with a scent that interesting sounding, here's the best I can say about this. While my expectations were pretty much at the ceiling, this still exceeded them by a country mile. I did not know this scent at all, and I am so charmed by it. It is not what I thought a jazz club would smell like. I thought there'd be a lot more sweet tobaccos in here. I thought there'd be more smoky things in here. I thought the rum scents and the cognac scents would be way more prevalent. They're not. They went another way with it, but I am so glad they did, because this is not a jazz club at midnight. It's a jazz club at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, where the opening acts are beautiful. The book in your hand is heavy and real, and that coffee latte on the table in front of you is just starting to melt in the most beautiful of ways, and all you have ahead of you is a night on the town with those you love. That's the scent in this.
There's just something fun about it, you know? I feel like you want to smile the whole time. Like there's just layers to this scent that the more we smell it and the more you lather it up, I think your nose might find different things different days. There's just a lot to discover.
And even now, while I am being beguiled by the sweets, my nose just took me on a journey down into the savories and into the things that aren't on the sweeter side. And that is the other mark of a great scent for me, is there's movement. The doorman is not always going to be the same guy.
No, but I do feel like he's going to be a fun guy to hang out with.
Whoever's on duty.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.